Stop being invisible. Get yourself seen. That's one of the greatest fears that we have on this planet. And it's related to your golden shadow, which is the fear of your own greatness. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. If you're wondering, how do I get people obsessed with me, man? How do I stop being like a piece of furniture that everybody just ignores? If you're wondering that, then you came to the right video, okay? Because I'm gonna give you the secret tools that you need in order for you to stand out in a crowd. I'm going to speak from my personal experience on this, okay? I'm not going to give you like weird different datums. But I almost think, man, how would the coolest older version of me look? Right? Like, I want to be like the coolest grandpa on the planet, bro. Like the most badass, you know? And that inspires me. That goal inspires me to stay ahead of the curve. Because I'm almost thinking from my futuristic mind. You get what I'm saying? I'm thinking from the higher self and then bringing it into the present. So you gotta imagine yourself as like the coolest, wisest old person. You get what I'm saying? Like an older version of you. Like completely just the way you want him to look, right? Just a very, very dangerous man or dangerous woman, right? Just like completely expansive. What do I mean by dangerous? Dangerous means you can influence, you can take control of an environment, okay? That's what being dangerous means. You're a danger, you're a threat, but it could also be you're a challenge to the environment. So you genuinely gotta love yourself, bro. If you want people magnetized to you, you genuinely gotta love yourself and start there. Forget all the other stuff you need to do and just start at improving your self-esteem every day. Just you tell yourself every day, I'm gonna drink water, and you drink water. And you start there, you start from the baseline, you lose the ego, you get back to square one and you go, let's go. Let's go. Okay, that's the energy. You humble yourself, right? And you start from that 0 point. Okay? And you're not starting from scratch, you're actually starting from experience. That's what a lot of people don't understand. You have a whole life experience behind you that you can use to expand and make your life better. I think that's quite a journey, and I think that's quite epic. Okay? Those are great, okay? I'm not trying to change your mind on this thing, okay? But I genuinely find myself fascinating, man. You know what I mean? Like looking at yourself from third person or first person or fifth person, you know what I mean? I find Sumed, the character of Sumed, fascinating. Ever taken an outsider perspective on an inside man? Okay, that sounds weird to say, but you get what I'm saying, right? You take an outsider perspective to this thing which you've known internally your whole life. And you start zooming out. Ever reflected on the fact that you are just this vessel and the set coordinates that you give from your consciousness or your mind, like, just starts to create your reality around you? It creates in an algorithmical way. So when you start chasing things, right, they start running away from you. That's what chasing is. So chasing is basically another way of fragmentation. And fragmentation is what happens when we go through trauma or any kind of trauma, right? We just break up into different pieces of ourselves. So bringing all of those together make us feel complete or make us feel whole. So when you're chasing something, it means you're not whole. You're not magnetizing it to your reality. You get what I'm saying? Plus, when your cortisol levels are up and you're super stressed out and you're overthinking, people will be naturally repelled by you and they'll actually start to ignore you more. You'll start to notice this, right? You can stay there or you can learn how to become calm, how to become centered. So conversely, if you're feeling good, you'll notice people are giving you attention. But they also might challenge you because they might get, threatened by you. Again, that's just part of the package of you being a main character of your life, right? when I get negative comments or weird comments from people, I'm like, I know I've done something right because the polarity has responded. I know I'm doing something right because the polarity has responded. There's something there in the environment that is pointing out to me something. Let's not lie, right? Being a high energy person also helps. I'm very like hyper in my imagination, and I always have been, like ever since I was a small child, so you can't really compare yourself to me and be like, oh man, he's so imaginative. Well, I've lived also a lot of life experience. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna turn 29, right? And I feel like I'm infinite in my age. I don't feel like the age that I just said. You know what I mean? I feel like me. And that's the thing, right? You gotta feel like you. The best version of you. You see, you become a reflection for what people long for, right? What people crave. If you want that obsession, you gotta think in terms of these paradigms. You can't just, flounder around like a wet salmon in the water, right? Just like going everywhere. So you're fishing for compliments, and I'm fishing for congruence. I'm not saying like I'm some kind of a, Greek god, Adonis, like god figurehead or something like that, right? What I'm saying is I've had people with severe identity issues try and emulate me. Now I understand that, because once we feel not good enough, we want to try to imitate others. But you want to avoid becoming like a doppelganger of anybody. So you have to take time on yourself to explore yourself. A lot of people don't do this, so you'll be way ahead of those people. So think of it like that. In fact, if you want to get greedy, and let that be your motivation, you got to use something, bro. You know what I mean? You got to start somewhere. You can't just be like blank neutral state and then just be in motion all the time. The whole point of motion is it was meant to be through movement. So through the motion, you are creating the motion. The motion becomes the motion. I'm so passionate about helping others get from point A to point B. I'm the Makar, the vehicle, the flow state vehicle that gets you from one point to another point. You see, many people in this world hide who they truly wish to be. And it could be from a fear of, rejection, fear of society, fear of family, fear of, but it's mainly the fear of your own greatness, isn't it? Isn't it the fact that what will I do when all the success comes to me? What will I do when I finally make it? And that's the gateway that you've got to master. That feeling of, after the goal, I've accomplished it. What do I do now? If you have mastered that state, and trust me, I've mastered it. I've been to that state, that zone, that limbo, that dead end, whatever you want to call it, many, many times. But I know how to excavate. You get what I'm saying? I'm a cosmic archaeologist in this thing. Come on now. Get out of that toxic relationship, get out of that toxic job, get out of that toxic friendship, get out of that toxic community or location, wherever you are, and just get out. Just get out. Just get some fresh air. Here's a tip. Give yourself more time than anyone. Oh. And they keep coming back for more. And round two, and the fighter is locked in on position. You want to keep yourself private and exclusive, okay? So once you can realize hey, it's members only, private members only, okay? What are you talking about, man? Okay, when you can get to that state, you feel ecstatic, right? You feel like you're on top of the world, on the edge of your craft. Making it happen, doing it, seeing it, living it, enriching the experience through savoring the moment. But don't trust anyone. Don't overshare. Don't spill all your secrets. You gotta keep some things sacred to you, private to you, exclusive to only you. And then you become this enigmatic avatar. This version of you where you can't really understand this person, and that keeps you logically set in. So how do you become You know, this person that everybody obsesses over, you stop making sense to them. You gotta stop making sense to people, bro. Like, there's the box, you gotta think outside the box, okay? You get what I'm saying? You gotta be so you, more you than anybody else on the planet. And you are. So that's the thing, you just gotta embrace that. So it's a remembrance, right? It's a remembrance. That's what will truly spark your identity level change if you understand it as remembrance. Like, oh, hey, I forgot who I was. I just forgot who I was, but now I remember. And as you go through that, right, there'll be little time pockets in your mind that just open up like gateways. It'll be like, right? And all the light switches will turn into one specific rainbow beam color, like this kind of a chakra avalanche, okay? And then you turn your Merkaba field into a flotation device, and you kind of surf on the Merkaba field, right? The imagination, the creation of divination, okay? Why do I do these weird, like, you know, like, what is that? That's a pattern interrupt. It's to keep you tuned in. A lot of people aren't emphasizing enough. That's it. Better eat that gold nugget with just a spoon and not any other utensil, though. Just a spoon. Just a spoon, baby girl. So I don't know why I'm having so much fun with you guys, like just talking into a camera like this. It's wild how I can amuse myself. That's another thing. You gotta amuse yourself. You gotta keep yourself entertained, right? You are your own company, man. You are your own organization. And so you gotta have this like banter, as the British people call it. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have a bit of that banter, bruv. You gotta just talk to people, tease them, you know, jokingly walk away, be a bit of a little prankster on the side here, do a little thing over here, real cool, real jazzy, real smooth. You exit the arena, and you're doing this all unconsciously. It's almost like a subconscious maneuver, right? Drink, and it almost looks hypnotic, right? Because you've done it so many times, right? And you know the exact motions and the exact movements too. So you played this role many times. And then it's deja vu. It's remembrance time, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. Okay? We gotta go now. We gotta go now. Full speed ahead. Okay? Full speed ahead. Let's go. Bring all of you out. Bring all of you out. Don't leave no holds barred. Okay? Untamed masculine, untamed feminine. Let's go. Untamed meaning going back to source, right? Back to before any conditioning happened to you, before any trauma happened to you, when you were just pure innocence, when you're just pure code, holiness, pure innocence and bliss. When you were just that, when you were just that. Oh, and it pours out of your heart every time that you speak. That's another thing too. It pours out of your heart every time that you speak and you scoop it back up. But then you know when not to overgive because you have energy preservation mode going. Your internal homeostasis, the external homeostasis is really chill. So you're not overemphasizing, you're not underemphasizing, you're not overreacting, you're not underreacting. You get what I'm saying? That would be nervous system dysregulation, which become a cool word nowadays, right? But that's what it is, yo. That's what it is, yo. Okay? Nervous system dysregulation is either overreacting or underreacting. But what's the flow state? It's the opposite of that, baby. Hemisphere synchronization. I don't know if I'm actually funny though, or this is like a vibe thing, you know? But I just like to laugh and be playful, you know? That doesn't mean I'm not serious about life either. A lot of people might sense that, but I'm highly hemisphere synchronized, you could say. So I love my creative side, but I gotta have the structure to keep it in place. Sometimes I need help with the structure. That's why I hang around certain people that give me structure in my life too. I need to integrate my fantasies and make it mine and claim it. I need to stop calling it a dream, calling it an ambition, calling it an aspiration, and start calling it mine. Let's go. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Os. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. You already know. Let's go.